Okay, have and have not fans, this video is going to be about something that I accidentally skipped over in my episode review for the last episode of the Haves and the Have-Nots. It has to do with whether or not it was right for Benny to be arrested at the hospital and taken away. Honestly, I mean, in the long run, Benny will be arrested once they get the DNA test back from the bracelet they found on Quincy's body, because obviously that was Benny's. Remember, he was the one that buried Quincy's body in the backyard. And of course, with that was the set of keys that belonged to Jeffrey, as well as the bracelet that came off his arm that Hannah gave him. Now, honestly, I did find it messed up that he did get arrested in the way that he did, because honestly, you know, they just gotten out of the aftermath of Warlock and the shootout at the motel, as well as, you know, the death of Quincy Jr. Of course, they haven't gotten over that. It was more of, you know, Hannah being distraught. Of course, you know, we've already talked about the amazing performance she gave, but also prepping up for the funeral. Of course, you know, in terms of, you know, how are we going to afford this thing? How are we going to do this and that? So I understand from a police perspective that it is best to get those details while they're fresh in your mind, but at the same time, it was a bit much to pressure not just Hannah, but also Benny, because again, he was just trying to get out of there. And if you really think about it, Benny actually was calmer than he was in previous encounters with the police. Remember when it was right after, of course, you know, Benny was sitting out on his stoop waiting for Candace to come with the money so they wouldn't take away his house and the tow company. And then the police came to arrest him, and he ended up, if I'm not mistaken, he even fought off those police before he got dragged away to the car. He took this one a little bit calmer, more than likely because of his mom had just walked away with Catherine, and the last thing he needed for her to see was to turn around and see him, you know, fighting off Justin and this other detective. Now, another thing some fans actually joked about on Twitter was the fact that, you know, this Justin is getting overtime, because it's like he's the only cop working in a darn city right now. It's like he's everywhere, between, you know, showing up to the hospital to get, you know, questions about the shootout, as well as being at the police station when Hannah went to Warlock's place to kind of call off his hit on Candace, but then went over to the police station, not necessarily to turn Candace in, but to tell the cops where she was in order to save her from Warlock. Now, we know that in the preview scene of the I believe it was the trailer released about, you know, basically showing clips of the upcoming episodes, that we see Benny in an interrogation room. And it's sad because how many times has Benny went to jail? Season 1, when he got arrested for, you know, being in the red sports car that Candace had with the drugs. Then he was arrested at the end of, let's see, was it season 3 after Quincy hit Hannah? And then, that's right, after Quincy hit Hannah, and then he rolled it, you know, pretty much drove his car into Quincy's at the strip club and beat him up in the street. Then he got arrested for that, and that's when Veronica bailed him out of jail. Then, man, the list goes on here. It's crazy. Then, of course, he got arrested most recently for the whole Quincy murder at the Candace's house. It was crazy. Well, actually, man, I'm sorry. It's just incredible how many times this guy's been in jail. So, well, he's not going to jail yet. He's just been arrested, and he's going downtown for questioning. So there's no telling how he's going to get out of this one. So basically, he's getting arrested for the crime that Jeffrey Harrington took part in, which was, you know, oh, a guy your height, you know, was said to be the accomplice, so we're going to take you in. So that's pretty messed up. As if Hannah doesn't already have enough on her plate. Now her son's back in the Durham police station, so this is way too much. Now, the question is, will it be discovered that Benny's DNA is on the bracelet while he's already in custody? So that's another important question to ask. But honestly, I don't think it was right for him to be detained in the situation he was, because again, given the circumstances that his mother was just dealing with, not to mention that he just got arrested because they assumed he was the guy to help, you know, take out Quincy because of his height as well as his color. So, I mean, that's an entire discussion in itself, and I really don't want to get into that. So, with your, you know, I love how Mitch was pretty calm about the situation. It's like, man, this is ridiculous. So what do you think? How will Benny get out of a situation? Will, you know, let's say, will Catherine help him get out of it? Will it be discovered that Benny's DNA is on that bracelet that they found with Quincy's body? And how do you think Hannah's going to take this in the next episode? So with that being said, please like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Will Benny get out of this situation, and how? Not to mention, do you think it was right for him to be arrested the way he was?